What's up, guys? It's Aaronitmar. Today, here with some Smash for Switch potential leaks. If you've been on social media at all, you've probably seen the screenshots that have been floating around. Someone posted on 4chan saying that they had leaks for the new Smash for Switch game that's coming out. Supposedly, is going to be announced in July, and they had some rather convincing screenshots attached to the post. So let's get into these screenshots and talk about it, and then I'll get into my personal beliefs on what this leak, the legitimacy of this leak. So the first screenshot shows Mario and Bowser Jr. on the Paper Mario 3DS stage, but it has been incredibly upscaled. The textures look completely redone, and so obviously this is an HD version of that. They are on the Hither Thither Hill version of the, not version, but just sort of that section of the stage. And we can see some badges in the background, and this is just a really upscaled version of the stage. So obviously this sort of confirms that if this leak was considered real, that it would be a combination of the 3DS and Wii U versions of the game put into one Smash game on the Nintendo Switch. And that's what people have been assuming was going to happen if Smash for Switch became a thing. It would be sort of a deluxe version of both versions of the game put into one physical game. The second screenshot shows a split version down the middle of Smash Run. It's got the timer in the middle, Mega Man is on top, and you can see all of the badges while he's fighting those weird little enemies that were in Brawl and also in this game, obviously. And then on the bottom screen, there is Mario fighting some Waddle Dees, some Kirby characters in a totally different section of the Smash Run map. So this would confirm that Smash Run is going to be brought over to the Switch as well, and it will also have local multiplayer split screen. If we move on to the next screenshot, it shows that there are up to four split screens in a row at once, and you can see that the top right and the bottom left are in the same section, so that means that it does happen on the same map. You can see other characters. I don't know if in Smash Run you could actually like interact with other characters, other players. I don't think you can. I think you can only really interact with the enemies, and it's sort of just a race to see who's gonna get the drops and defeat the enemies first. I don't remember because I didn't play a ton of Smash Run, but these screenshots show that not only would you be able to do what I assume is local wireless on the Switch for Smash Run, but you can also do 4-player split screen mode using, you know, I assume holding the Joy-Cons to the side, or if you just hook up 4 different Pro Controllers, whatever controller configuration, it's showing that this is going to be possible on one console. And the final screenshot that we have shows Yoshi in his Break the Target stage. So apparently Break the Targets is coming back, and not just in the way that Brawl had it, where it's just 4 different stages that every character plays on, or the way that Smash 4 had it, which was more like an Angry Bird style game. I think it was called Target Smash instead of Break the Targets. But this shows Yoshi's Break the Targets unique stage, and it's been obviously upscaled and HDified. And those are all the screenshots that we have, just the 4. They are very convincing. But now, let's go into what I personally think about these screenshots. So of course, when screenshots of a leak come out, the first thing that everyone does is start paying attention to the different inconsistencies and the things that could be making these screenshots fake. And the big thing that everyone seems to be noticing, and what I noticed right away, is that the fonts being used are totally different than the ones that are in Smash 4 on the Wii U. If you look at the names, the font is totally different down on the you know, the percentage HUD. Totally different from what shows up in Smash 4. Like, not even close, really. The shadows are different. The font itself is different. It's just totally different. Same goes for if you look at the timer on the Break the Target stage. The timer and the you know, target counter, I guess, both use that same font, and they are totally different. Now, it's not that impossible that they're going to be using a different font throughout the game, But the thing is, like, if a leaker was going to make a leak and make it look convincing, why would they use a totally different font when it's super readily available for the Smash font to be out there? You know, it's really not that hard to get. On top of that, we have a standard set with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It really didn't change any of the fonts in that, and so I would assume that they wouldn't take the extra work to change fonts just for the sake of changing them, if that makes any sense. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe really didn't change any of the HUD or the UI or anything. It's all pretty much one-to-one the same from Mario Kart 8 to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which makes sense because all those assets are already made, so it doesn't make sense for them to change it unless it really needed to be changing or needed to be changed, and honestly, it doesn't really. There's no problem with it. So that's one of the first inconsistencies. The second is that the leaker claimed that these screenshots were going to be included in a Japanese magazine for the month of July. But the problem with that is that if it's going to be in a Japanese magazine, you would think they would give them a Japanese version of the screenshots. But Bowser Jr.'s name in Japanese is actually Koopa Jr., not Bowser Jr. So it doesn't really make sense that they would show Bowser Jr. in a Japanese screenshot instead of Koopa Jr. Again, this is actually kind of a little nitpicky. It does seem possible that maybe somewhere along the line, communication-wise, they just got the wrong screenshots. But again, it does add a little bit of suspicion that would like decrease the credibility of these leaks. The third thing that sort of bothered me was that the Break the Target stage is literally just an HD version of the Break the Target stage from Melee that Yoshi has. Like, it doesn't even change any of the layouts or anything. It does, of course, update the textures, like I said, but it's literally just the same stage. And so I don't think that if they were going to do that, they would bring over the exact same stages just from Melee and put them in Smash for Switch. I think they would at least make a unique stage for all of the characters. Plus, what are they going to do for the new characters if they're just bringing over the old stages? I mean, Smash 64 had Break the Targets, and then when we jumped to Melee, it still had Break the Targets. But even then, it had the same theme, like Yoshi's still had the same colorful theme, but it was still a totally different stage. So I think that they would, if they were going to do this, bring over... they wouldn't bring over the Melee stage, they would make totally unique ones. So this one adds just a bit more suspicion for me as well. Finally, there are just a couple of inconsistencies. Certain characters look a little too big compared to other things. For example, Bowser Jr. on the 3DS Paper Mario stage looks a little too big, or at least the pipe looks a little too small, as if the stage wasn't actually converted to scale, that they just sort of changed it. Again, this could be that they just remade it and just sort of changed the proportions a little bit. The second thing is that Pikachu on the Smash Run screenshot looks a little too big compared to the Goomba and the Koopa. It seems like Pikachu should be a bit smaller. They don't seem to be that size. But again, that's just another little nitpicky thing. But what do you guys think about these leaks? Do you think they're legitimate, or do you think there's just someone out there who's really good at Photoshop who's just trying to mess with us? Honestly, I am super skeptical, especially because of what's happened in the past. Most importantly, that Rayman leak, it shows that, you know, we all thought that that Rayman leak was real because it was just so well done. It just looked like it was part of the game, and that was the whole point. It was supposed to look so well done that it looked convincing. So that's what this could be. Obviously, there are some inconsistencies, which I'm still super like confused on, because if you're gonna do your best to make a leak look real, and there's already a base game to base it on, why would you change what the base game has just to, for the sake of it? You know, it still really confuses me. So for those reasons, I'm still super skeptical. I just don't believe leaks like I used to. The internet has corrupted me. But what do you guys think? Do you think these are real? What do you think of if Smash Run came to the console version of Smash? And I just, what do you guys want from Smash for Switch if it ends up being real? But with all that said, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, because I hope there is a next one. I hope they actually do make Smash for Switch. But I will see you guys in the next video regardless. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.